in your experience, Lester, what happens when Microsoft finds out that their platform has exposed 38 million confidential records, like social security details and information related to COVID-19 contact tracing? Bearing in mind that this stuff is all sitting on the cloud.
Lawsuit.
The security vulnerabilities and data leakage, this is surely not the first time Microsoft had to deal with this.
No. But I mean, I suppose, our sort of Protection of Personal Information Act has come into like full force now. I mean, it's been around since 2013, but it's gradually, they've been trying to enforce it. And now, as of, 1st of July this year, it is now, 100% law. And so I suppose we're a little bit more sensitive to this now, because all of a sudden at work, when we're working with this kind of information as well, we're like, okay, I can't email that anymore. I've got to find another way to transmit this data. I've got this data stored on this environment. Is my security up to scratch? Or, do the people that have access, are they the right people? Are they the wrong people? So I suppose we're a little bit more sensitive to this. Yeah, we do. We do, yeah.
As a standard, or do you can choose?
I think internally, I might get this wrong. Internally, I think our emails are encrypted, but then we have the extra option of encrypting the attachment as well, in addition to the email itself. So we've got a data information classification scheme, and then it's set up that if we flag it as confidential or even I think if it was internal, it automatically encrypts the attachment.
Yeah. I'll flag all my stuff.
Yeah.
I'll definitely flag all my stuff.
Mm.
On that news, just some interesting stuff is like sometime during the course of the months. I don't know if you saw that email, but like we have a big drive in from the IM team, just trying to improve the security, because a lot of the employees use the company name in their password, right? And the guys actually pushed out the stats as like 70% of all passwords like in the company have the company name in it. So they're trying to drive the so it's to be expected, dude. Like, it's obviously to be expected, I hope the guys at Google are not using like Google 1, 2, 3 type of thing. Or Microsoft.
Or Bing 1, 2, 3. Fired. Go work for Bing.
It's free marketing.
But that's my surname. My name is Chandler Bing.
Chandler Bing.
Sorry, Friends reference. I suppose. But you know
what's been happening now?
Yeah.
Because people have been changing passwords to more complicated, sophisticated things. Their account gets locked.
You can't remember the damn thing.
Because it's like,
which one did I use for this? Try once. Try. Third time, ding, locked out. Oh.
Yeah.
That's half your day gone.
I mean, everything. I've just lost track of all passwords, and the frequency you have to change them. I mean, it is a mental test.
How often do you guys have to change your email?
I can't disclose that.
Okay.
Frequently.
Okay.
Very
good point. Sorry.
Did you change your emails pretty often? On daily basis.
Even, what annoys me though? We got the same sort of level of security on our work cell phones, and if I forget the password, because I don't type it in every time because I do face recognition, right, to get onto my phone. But every now and then it prompts you to go and just re-authenticate so you can carry on using facial recognition. Fine. We change our passwords frequently on the phones as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And if you lose track of that one amongst all the other passwords that you're changing all over the place, your phone, you don't just get locked out of your phone, it wipes it. That is a pain.
Yeah.
So how many people like got their phones wiped, dude? Like few people, I presume.
A day? What?
Like,
I
but look,
reckon the IT team probably handle about 5 to 10 of these a week.
did you have your phone wiped on any occasions?
Yeah.
Wow, that's
So
impressive.
I suppose that does then push one to have two cell phones, one for
I
work
do
and
have
one
two.
for personal.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Or-
I mean we've also got the same setup.
Yeah.
I don't think it's ever happened that they've wiped a phone yet, but ours doesn't wipe based on the fact that you put in the password,
Yeah.
incorrectly or whatever. But they do have the ability to wipe your phone. So when you
They do. But if they do, man,
No, I know.
if
That's
they
what I'm
do,
saying.
it's like they're gonna get sued so badly.
Well, you clicked on OK when
It doesn't matter, dude.
No. Watch.
Doesn't matter.
They-
Doesn't matter.
they-
Watch the space. It's like
Well-
if people lose their banking stuff,
Oh, well,
it's like
what banking stuff could you lose?
it
What
doesn't matter.
I mean, the worst thing that you're going to lose are those photos and videos of your kids.
Somebody says, "Okay, I had my crypto wallet on the phone."
Tough.
No, it's not tough, dude.
No,
Like,
well,
it's
just-
not tough.
well-
It's not tough. As long as the person can prove that he had that crypto wallet on the phone, right, and goes to the
Yes.
court,
but
company screwed.
even if you signed and just you accepted that they can do
The
that.
only mitigating circumstance, right, in that case, is that if the company provides you with a cell phone, right, actually physically provides you with a cell phone, the airtime, and says this phone is for work-related reasons only.
So then what you're saying is that they then are not allowed to say to you when you sign up to have your email on your phone that you accept that they could wipe your phone in the case that your phone gets lost.
It could, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying it could, but like
What I'm saying is, are they not allowed to say that? Because I mean,
well,
if-
technically, if the
if-
phone is not theirs, they can't.
no, but I mean, then you can choose not to put that software on your phone. You had the choice not to put the software on your phone.
Well, if you need it for work, it's not really a choice.
no, you don't. No, you've got a laptop.
Just
You
say
gotta-
hypothetically. Like
no,
if
I'm
you
not
need
saying
it for work-
hypothetically.
No,
No,
like,
I'm
but-
saying no, but I mean the thing is, I'm just wondering, if you're saying that, okay, if it does happen that you would be able to sue them and theoretically you could win based on the fact that you're the owner of the phone and whatever, then surely the company can't say to you that you must agree to that, surely, or how does it work?
I don't think like in South Africa, right? In South Africa, in terms of our legal legislation, right?
Yeah,
In order for them to have the right to do that, they need to give you the phone. They need to give you a SIM card.
yeah,
And they need to basically stipulate and make you sign a contract saying that this phone, it can't be just a user level agreement. It has
Yeah.
to be a legal agreement. Do you understand what I mean?
Well, I mean, you've got a condition of employment, and
Yes.
you've got a total.
Yeah. But it needs
Yeah.
to be in a condition of
Yeah.
employment.
But it is actually in the TRP.
Yeah.
There is a financial component
Mhm.
that is added to your salary for those kind of devices. Because
Not everyone.
when I joined the company, they'd just gone over to the TRP,
Yeah.
and what they said was that previously before that they used to pay for people's phones,
Yeah.
and they then built it into the total cost
You
of
can
company.
you can opt
package.
out. I'll opted out of that.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, the company does not provide me with any cell phone allowance at
Yeah.
all, or any money towards my cell phone.
Okay. I wasn't given that
Do
option.
they provide you a cell phone then?
No, cell phone's private. So if they wipe my data on the phone, you can guarantee that I'm not gonna just sit quiet.
Yeah,
It's like, but it's like it's understandable, right? Because I don't mind if they wipe my profile on Outlook.
yeah,
That's fine. That has nothing to do basically with my personal phone and my personal information on the phone.
yeah,
It's like as soon as the company reaches into like personal information, personal data space,
yeah.
that's where they breach the line.
Well, I
Okay,
wonder-
I'll tell you how it works here.
yeah,
It's quite the norm. If you join a company, you get obviously a laptop or desktop, and typically most roles you would get a company cell phone for company purpose. It's an extension of the tool set that the company provides you to enable you to do your work. Fine. and this has been around for many years. But the trend a few years ago was things had moved along, and actually you can, and companies started doing this. You can bring your own device, Diod. You can bring your own device, and you can your own personal mobile, and you can use it for company purpose as long as the company. So it stops you carrying two phones around, which is a pain in the ass. Especially if they're two different brands and makes. You've got two sets of chargers when you travel and all this nonsense. So if you bring your own device, you've got to agree to the company usage policy.
Yeah.
And their security levels. So suddenly, the whole wiping of the phone tool goes on your personal phone. So yeah, it's now going back the other way. I think that people are going, this is too much. Especially if phones get wiped all the time, it's just too risky.
Yeah,
it is too risky. Like even if you can sync your entire phone to the cloud, it is too risky. It's like it really.
Yeah, and that's typically the argument. Well, you back it up anyway. Well, yeah. Well, it's not. No, it's a pain. It's not guaranteed. It doesn't always sync properly. I haven't spent my life checking every day to see if something's backed up properly. Yeah, yeah. So now I make sure that if I change my work phone, I change my personal phone as well. So I've always got
the same brand.
Same
brand.
Yeah, easy.
So I know there's the same tendency in some companies in South Africa, but what they do is they basically give you the phone, same as you, and make you sign the usage policy. Yeah. So like in the usage policy, they stipulate they can wipe your phone. You don't conduct any personal business on the phone, etc., 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 and they give you a cell phone and everything. And I think that's fair.
Yeah, but there's certain obligations as well within the organization.
Yeah.
That they need to check that without checking up on employees, they need to ensure that the company is safeguarded. Your browser history, they need to keep track of these things. So does that extend now to the cell phone?
Ooh, that's dangerous territory, man.
Yeah, it's encroaching your personal. But is this? Is the debate? Is this a personal phone or is this a company-owned phone? At what point does it become company ownership? Yeah, it depends on what's written in that user policy. You sign your life away.
Yeah. I think one would spend a lot of money trying to fight the company on that.
If they gave you the phone and gave you the contract,
but
if it's a personal phone, it's pretty easy.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is that it's not a requirement for you to have the software on your phone, but you choose to have the software on your phone for convenience.
What if I didn't choose? What if I was asked to install it?
You
and
could
I can demonstrate that.
No, well, you could refuse.
Or what if I could?
Based on the same I don't know about that.
You see, because we're very quickly going from like a very black and white scenario into a very gray scenario. Yeah. And once things go into the gray scenario and once things go to court, you know which way it's going to go.
Well, if you can prove that you were forced to do it, I agree with you.
Yeah.
But if you've made the decision, it's not a company requirement, but you've made the decision to put that, and you've read the thing and said, oh, okay, you understand that they can wipe your phone because you've now got company information on your phone.
But it cannot
and you accept it.
It cannot be like a simple user license agreement on the software side. It has to be a physical contract that's been physically signed by an individual, because the user license agreement does not carry the same weight as the legally binding agreement between the company and individual. Do you understand what I mean?
Well, I don't know what the legalities around digitally accepting things, because your insurance company phones you today, and they will ask you to answer a question yes or no, and that is legally binding.
The conversation's being recorded.
Yeah.
For
sure. Your acceptance of that
not
notification.
Quite. Not quite.
When you accept it, they can prove that you've accepted it.
Yeah, for sure, but they can't prove whether I read it or not.
If you push the accept cookies button,
Yeah, it's like,
No,
do you read
well,
the?
but I mean,
do,
the
do
thing
you
is,
read
like,
the whole text.
yeah, but the thing is that it's the same thing as they can't prove that you heard what they said on the phone when they were saying to you yes or no. Can you please say yes or no?
No, but it's been recorded, so it's
Yeah,
like it's
but-
going to be much harder to actually argue that case once it's been recorded. What I'm trying to say is that once legally, once it's on paper and you initialed every page and you signed every page, it's like
Yeah.
it's a done deal, dude.
Yeah, but the
It's
thing
like
is that
you can't argue
even-
that you have not read this part or this.
Well-
that. What's signed is signed.
well,
what's
you
initial?
can't-
Initial.
well, I
Depends on the
don't-
wording on the button that you push. Are you sure you want to sign this? Are you sure you have read it? Push
Yeah.
the button to confirm you have read it.
Dude, there's hundreds of cases, especially in the US, where people signed and won.
No, we're not in the US though.
No. But like, I'm just giving you an example. Like,
the
because,
US is a different kettle of fish when it comes to that
yeah,
kind of stuff.
like on the user license agreement side.
Yeah.
and it's like,
But I think in South Africa it would be more difficult to argue that.
it depends. It really depends. What's the situation? If you gave you a phone, if you gave you a SIM card, if
Well, I mean,
it
it's
made
the same
you
thing.
sign
Yeah,
the
but listen, it's
actual-
the same thing as in the company doing like we do now, online training
Yeah,
for policies within the company,
yeah.
for which if you don't follow them, there could be disciplinary action, which could
sure.
actually result in you being dismissed. If you were to go to court and say, no, I didn't read that thing, but you clicked on the OK button that you had read it.
You see, the thing is like, in that case, your dismissal is not tied to you, for example, say, breaching the policy. In that case, the dismissal would be tied to basically an unsafe act or an act of some sort that goes against, like...
So what you're saying is if in a company that has an information security policy that stipulates that you can't share this data or whatever, and you do share that data, are you saying that they don't have grounds to dismiss you?
No, obviously they do.
And would you be able to go to court
No,
and complain and say that, well, I didn't know that?
So, like, it obviously, because that's like the data sharing is like a very gray space at the moment in terms of like, if you were approved to share the data, but you share the data, let's just say, with the wrong third party,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like, are you still liable because you were approved to share that data wrongly with a third party?
No, but I'm just saying, if you were to breach, and let's not make it complicated. There's a rule that says you're not allowed to do X.
Yeah.
If you do that, you
if you
could get dismissed.
If you consciously
If you
break
do it, no. But what I'm saying, but I'm talking about
Yeah.
the mechanism of which you agreed to that.
Mm-hmm.
Would you be able to go to court and say, no, I didn't read that?
When it comes to like data, no, I don't think you have a leg to stand on, because from the onset, it's company data. It's
Do you
No, but
not
it's the
have-
same thing. It's the
just
same
talking
thing
about
when you. I'm
information.
talking about the legality of electronically accepting something. That's what I'm talking about. Because you're saying, well, if I get given something when I install the software on my phone and it says, listen, you are now, by doing this, you're giving the company the authority to wipe your phone. You're saying that that's not legally binding. What I'm saying is, in the same thing, if you were to electronically accept a company policy that could result in you being dismissed if you were to contravene it, would you be able to go to court and argue that you didn't accept that? Because it's the same principle.
Man, that's a hard one. I think
It's the
that's
same principle.
I understand where you're coming from. It's the same principle, but I
Yeah.
think it's going to be like very much case by case dependent. Like
I
in the
think,
case
I think
that you
every
brought
one
up-
of those
I think-
things is case by case. But
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying is, that's why I say, let's not make it complicated. Let's just talk about the mechanism of
Yeah, yeah.
accepting
Yeah, yeah.
something
yeah.
digitally. Does the company have the ability to enforce that? And would you be able to go argue that in court and say, no, I didn't read it, but you clicked the accept
So can I give you my 5 cents?
Yeah.
And I'm not a legal expert, so please,
Yeah.
guys, don't listen to me. It's like, I think it depends.
Don't try this at home, okay?
Don't try this at home. You know,
You're gonna lose.
I think it really depends on the mechanism, right? So what I mean by mechanism of digitally accepting stuff,
Yes.
right? For example, it's like if you digitally signed that policy,
Yes.
like physically signed,
Yes.
then no, you don't have a leg to stand on. If it
Yes.
was just an OK button, right?
Mm.
Then you have a case to argue.
But now this is where but then I come back to the mechanism that
Yeah.
companies are following now in terms of distributing updates to policies within the company that can have can result in you getting dismissed. I'm saying in that situation, what you're saying is that you are going to be able to go to court and argue that.
Most likely,
that
yes.
that you never
If
signed
it's-
it.
If it
Then-
it
That you didn't accept that.
no, like you're not gonna argue that you didn't sign it. You're gonna argue about the
I didn't read
legality, the legality of the contract in that current form.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
and the legality of the process. Of
Right. Okay.
accepting
So
the
what?
contract.
So our view is that then that any company that distributes a policy and asks you to go and read it online and accept that you read it online is, we guess, is not going to be legally won't be legally binding.
It's going to be arguable, dude.
If
It's
you
gonna
go
be-
to court.
it's going to be arguable and it's going to be contentious. I'm keen to hear what Lester thinks.
Can I get a word in?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, just
Okay,
before you
I
do
think
that,
you've raised
just
a valid point. I
just
think it's
based
a
on the
va-
fact that an email can be legally binding as an electronic
Yes.
document. Just
yes,
bear that in mind.
as can an authentically signed document online.
Yes, yes.
I think you raise a valid point, but I think it comes down to the wording on those buttons and how reassuring it is. Companies will always, if they're any good, protect themselves, right? This is evolving technology. They always try and keep up with the times, but at the same time protect themselves. So it's not just about this. You won't just have this. If your company is any good about information security management, there's going to be other trainings and other things that you're signing up to say, yes, I've been trained. I've understood what you mean, the context of it all. It's not just a acceptable use policy that you're signing up to. There's a whole raft of other things.
And
that'll
things will
be
tie
repeatedly
into...
done. And if you don't do it, there's even more questions.
Mm.
So the mechanism of actually signing it is probably only one small part. You would have had to do a lot of other, or not do a lot of other things for you to have a case. And it's also in that training, it'll probably highlight to you, if you don't understand something, then these are the people you go and talk to clarify the point. And you can go and debate this with HR, and you have all these mechanisms. So you can't just wait for 3 years and then find yourself in court. That's, the onus is probably on you to have done something sooner.
Mm.
Okay.
So we sorted that one out now.
That was an interesting point. I don't know how we stumbled across that, but
No, we were talking about
Wiping data.
we
on
were
the phone.
talking about
wiping your phone.
company data being leaked.
Yeah. We've stopped using USB memory sticks and all sorts of things.
I mean, does your company actually block them so you can't even plug them into the device?
I haven't tested for a while.
Yeah.
I think that was the route they were going.
Yeah, because they've been talking about that for a while with us.
Yeah, I think you can't FTP anything. All of that's blocked on the firewall. Emails are scanned.
Mm.
The company has to protect itself. I mean,
Yeah. So,
every
I mean,
company has
talking
to
about
stick
that,
data on.
going back to the encryption thing, if you were to encrypt a file and then mail it outside the company, can you guys pick that up?
Yeah.
Can you pick up what's inside that encrypted file?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. How far? 256 bits?
I think the
128.
standard is 128. I know in the US, anything out higher than 128 is
Is
illegal.
illegal, yeah. But that doesn't count for us in South
Why
Africa.
that is.
Yeah.
Waiting for the NSA to catch up.
But like if you go into like a meg or 2 meg encryption, there's 0% chance that they could scan and read that email. If it's
No,
point
but they
to point.
could isolate it. So to prevent it
Yeah,
going out.
they could
Yeah,
isolate it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Yeah.